Damn, Champagne Poppy, they say them songs that you just streamed off your new project, White Man, say that shit ain't dope. The comments crazy. And then Kai Cenat, shout out to Kai Cenat. He kept it real. They said Kai said that shit was ass.
Damn, nobody expected Drake to do this. After everything that happened in 2024, after the Kendrick Lamar battle, the memes, the Not Like Us takeover, the internet clowning him for months straight, most people thought Drake would disappear for a while. Maybe drop one emotional comeback album, maybe act like none of it happened. Instead, he came back with 43 songs in one night and started firing at literally everybody. Rick Ross, LeBron James, DJ Khaled, A$AP Rocky, J. Cole, Jay-Z Mustard, DeMar DeRozan, and of course, Kendrick Lamar. This wasn't an album rollout, this felt like a revenge operation. And the craziest part? Some of these people responded immediately, while others went completely silent. And somehow, the silence felt even louder. Because now the entire hip-hop world is asking the same question. Did Drake just pull off the most aggressive comeback in rap history? Or are we watching one of the biggest public spirals the culture has ever seen? Either way, the industry has officially turned cold again. On May 15, 2026, Drake shocked the internet by dropping Iceman, Habibi, and Maid of Honor all at once. No warning, no proper rollout, no long promo campaign. Just a massive live stream in Toronto, fireworks outside, fans confused about what was happening, and then boom. 43 songs instantly hit streaming platforms. The internet lost its mind. Within minutes, people were scanning lyrics line by line trying to figure out who got hit, and honestly, it didn't take long to realize Drake had been sitting on anger for 2 straight years. Because ever since the Kendrick situation exploded in 2024, Drake's image changed completely. Before that battle, Drake felt untouchable. After it, people started treating him differently. Artists who used to stand beside him suddenly got quiet. Celebrities stopped publicly defending him. Even people he helped build careers for started moving weird. And Drake clearly never forgot any of it. That's why these albums don't feel like regular projects. They feel personal, calculated, almost obsessive. Every song sounds like Drake reopening old files and reminding everybody exactly who disappointed him. But nobody caught more heat than Rick Ross. And honestly, that beef might become the biggest one of the summer. A lot of younger fans forget how close Drake and Rick Ross used to be. These dudes made anthem after anthem together. Aston Martin Music, Stay Skemmin', Money in the Grave. For over a decade, Ross and Drake looked untouchable as collaborators. The flashy Miami boss and the Toronto superstar felt like a permanent alliance. Then the Kendrick War happened, and Ross switched sides publicly. Not quietly either. He dropped Champagne Moments, took direct shots at Drake, mocked him online, and basically made it clear he was siding with Kendrick during the biggest rap conflict in years. That clearly stayed in Drake's head. Because on Make Them Pay, Drake basically said Ross needed him to stay culturally relevant. The internet immediately exploded over the line. Not because it was the hardest diss ever written, but because it sounded genuinely bitter. Like Drake wasn't even joking anymore. And Ross wasted 0 times responding. Within hours of the album dropping, Ross jumped on Instagram calling Drake washed, mocking all 3 projects, and telling fans the run was over. Then he took it even further. Ross started promoting his own upcoming album set in stone, almost like it was designed specifically to bury Drake's rollout. That's when fans realized this wasn't temporary internet drama anymore. This is turning into a full summer war. And honestly, Ross might be the only rapper openly excited for it. Because while other people stayed silent, Ross immediately went into attack mode. But surprisingly, Drake didn't sound most hurt by enemies. He sounded most hurt by people who stayed neutral. That's where DJ Khaled and LeBron James came in. The DJ Khaled situation sounds small at first, until you understand how Drake sees loyalty. Khaled always called Drake when he needed hits. Every major moment, every anthem, every chart push. But during the Kendrick battle, Khaled basically vanished. No strong support, no public defense, nothing. And Drake clearly took that personally. On one of the records, he basically accused Khaled of disappearing when things got uncomfortable, not openly picking a side, not standing beside someone he worked with for years, just going silent. And honestly, silence became one of the biggest themes across this entire project, because Drake seems obsessed with the people who didn't publicly ride for him. That's why the LeBron James shots shocked everybody. Nobody expected Drake to go at LeBron. For years, they looked cool publicly. Courtside appearances, OVO connections, mutual respect. The same celebrity circles. Then suddenly Drake starts throwing bars about LeBron switching teams and questioning his authenticity, and fans instantly understood the deeper meaning. This wasn't just basketball talk. Drake was basically accusing LeBron of moving wherever public opinion benefits him most. That's a crazy accusation to throw at one of the biggest athletes on earth. And LeBron hasn't responded at all, which somehow made the situation even louder. Because now people are wondering whether these bars actually touched a nerve. But the moment that really sent the internet into chaos involved A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. Because this situation feels way deeper than rap. Everybody knows Drake and Rihanna had history. For years, fans speculated about them. Songs were written. Interviews got awkward. There always felt like unfinished business there. Then A$AP Rocky ended up with Rihanna, built a family with her, had kids with her, basically became the guy Drake never fully got over. And fans have been connecting those dots for years. Well, Drake finally leaned directly into it. On one track, he mocked Rocky by pointing out Rihanna didn't publicly promote Rocky's music online, which sounds petty. But in celebrity culture, social media support means everything. Then Drake escalated things even more. Instead of using slick subliminals, he started making the disses painfully direct. And that's why fans think this beef feels different. It doesn't sound competitive. It sounds emotional. Like Drake still carries resentment from years ago. And Rocky? He's stayed quiet so far. No major response. No public crash out. Nothing. But people are watching closely because there's no way these shots go unnoticed, especially with Rihanna connected to the situation. And somehow, Drake still wasn't finished. Because he also decided to revisit one of the most controversial moments from the 2024 rap war, J. Cole backing out. At the beginning of the Kendrick and Drake tension, fans thought the Big Three era was finally exploding. Kendrick, Drake, Cole. Everybody expected chaos. Then Jay. Cole dropped 7-minute drill and backed away almost immediately. He apologized publicly, pulled the record, basically chose peace over war. Some fans respected it. Others thought it looked weak. And Drake clearly falls into that second category. Throughout the albums, Drake repeatedly frames himself as the guy who stayed in battle while Cole stepped away. He paints Cole as somebody who folded under pressure while he kept fighting through humiliation. That's a dangerous angle because Cole's entire reputation is built around authenticity and respect. Drake attacking that image could easily reignite old debates fans thought were already over. Then somehow Drake got even bolder because he started throwing shots toward Jay-Z. And that's almost unheard of. Most rappers avoid directly disrespecting Jay-Z because of what he represents in hip-hop. He's bigger than music at this point. He's an institution. But Drake sounded completely fearless on these records. He referenced the famous internet debate about taking $500,000 instead of having dinner with Jay-Z, and basically said he'd take the money because he has nothing to learn from him anyway. That line alone had social media going insane, because Drake wasn't just dissing another rapper anymore. He was challenging the old guard, the industry structure itself. And then fans started connecting another layer. Drake also referenced mysterious streaming controversies from the Kendrick era, implying powerful people behind the scenes may have worked against him. That's where things start getting darker, because now the albums stop sounding like simple rap beef and start sounding like Drake genuinely believes the industry turned on him. But no matter who else got dissed, everybody knows Kendrick Lamar is still the center of all this. The entire emotional core of these albums traces back to Kendrick. Every bar, every rant, every shot at former friends. It all comes back to 2024 because Drake still has not accepted that loss. And honestly, that's what makes this whole thing fascinating. Most artists would have disappeared after a public defeat that massive. Drake did the opposite. He came back louder. Across multiple songs, he attacks Kendrick's authenticity, his fan base, his activism, even the way people interpret his music. At one point, Drake basically argues that Kendrick's audience only connects with him because of guilt and image politics. Then he mocks Kendrick's public community work and suggests it's performative. And of course, Drake also tries rewriting the "not like us" narrative itself. That's the biggest thing happening here. This entire trilogy feels like Drake refusing to let history become permanent. He's trying to reshape the story in real time, not by quietly rebuilding, but by flooding the culture with so much content that nobody can ignore him anymore. And honestly, that strategy might actually be working. Because whether people love these albums or hate them, everybody is talking about Drake again. That's why this situation feels bigger than music. This feels psychological. Think about it. Instead of focusing on one enemy, Drake attacked almost everybody at once. That changes the conversation completely. Now fans are arguing about Ross, LeBron, Rocky, Cole, Kendrick, Jay-Z. The internet can't even focus on one narrative anymore because Drake created chaos in every direction simultaneously. Some people think that means he spread himself too thin. Others think it's genius. Because if everybody's distracted arguing over different beefs, nobody fully controls the narrative against him anymore. And Drake has always understood attention better than almost anybody in hip-hop history. Even when he loses, he finds ways to stay at the center of the culture. That's why the silence from Kendrick matters so much right now. Kendrick hasn't responded, Jay-Z hasn't responded, LeBron hasn't responded. And every day they stay quiet, the anticipation gets bigger. Because fans are now waiting for the next explosion, especially with Rick Ross promising more music in June. And if Kendrick ever responds again, this entire summer could become one of the craziest rap eras we've ever seen. Multiple albums, multiple rivals, years of resentment spilling out publicly. The kind of rivalry people talk about decades later. But the biggest takeaway from all this might be something else entirely. Drake refused to disappear. So that's the real story. After becoming one of the most publicly clowned artists in music during the Kendrick fallout, Drake still came back swinging at everybody. Messy or not, calculated or emotional, you have to admit something. Most artists would never risk this level of public pressure again. Drake did it on purpose. And now the entire industry feels tense, waiting to see who responds first. Because if even one major artist fires back, this could turn into the wildest summer hip-hop has seen in years. And honestly, it already feels like we're only at the beginning. So now the real question is, who's actually going to respond? Ross? Kendrick? Cole? Maybe even Jay-Z? Or does everybody stay silent and let Drake control the conversation by default? Drop your thoughts below. And subscribe if you want the real breakdowns behind everything happening in hip-hop right now.